y'all. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming to y'all with a story time. This story time is kind of going to be a sad story time. About 2 years ago, me and her could have not been here anymore due to someone that decided to run the stop sign, and I was in a real bad car wreck. As you see, Nene has a cold, so she's coughing and stuff, so I just want to give y'all a story time. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but today is the day that I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. You want to go play? Alright, go play. Okay, y'all, so back in 2015, I was living over on the street called 50th and Garfield, and yeah, me and Nene could have died, like literally. So Nene was a baby. I want to say she was about 1 year old. What's this? Maybe a little bit older than one. I know she was. I don't think she was 2 yet. So pretty much, it was around about, cause Maya was little, so Maya was going to this children's TLC, and it's like a therapeutic school for her, and I had to go pick her up, and then later on that day I had to go to work because I was a cashier when I was working at a thrift store, and I was working nights at the time. So picked Maya up from school around about 3:30. So I left my house to go pick up Maya from school, so I could pick up Maya, drop off Nene to my mom's house, and then I was gonna come back home and get dressed and go to work. So in the process of that, I was on the phone with my friend Ray. He could probably tell you, like, cause he heard the whole commotion. So I left my house and I literally I lived on 58 and the wreck happened on 56. So literally 2 blocks down the street is when my whole life pretty much could have changed. I was driving down the street and I was talking on the phone to my friend Ray. Can't exactly remember what our conversation was about, but I know I was driving. So y'all know how streets are, where some streets there are stop signs on the left side and the right side, and then it's a main street that you drive down, but then the main street don't have a stop sign. That was me. I was on the main street, so I'm coming down 56 to cross through the intersection. Well, there was a guy that was in a white Buick, and he was coming down a hill. So obviously, you know, I'm not going to stop because I'm driving and, you know, I don't have a stop sign. So I seen when the car was coming, but I was thinking that he was gonna stop. Well, he didn't. So I'm on the phone with my friend, and the guy, he comes down the hill and he he ran the stop sign. My truck, I had a 2002 Ford Explorer, and he had like some kind of Buick. I want to say Buick LeSabre. That's what I want to say that he had. He runs the stop sign and he hits my truck. He hits my truck so hard that it flipped. When I say flipped, like it flipped like in a circle, was off its wheels, it rolled over, and it landed in somebody else's yard. And I could just remember me being in the situation, because thankfully I had my seatbelt on, and thankfully that Nene was in a car seat properly, like you supposed to. And I'ma just tell people, like, I know there's a lot of people out here that don't like wearing seatbelts, and then they be riding and don't be having their kids in car seats and stuff. You just never know what will happen in a blink of eye. So always wear your seatbelts, y'all, and always make sure your kids is in the car seat. So a car seat is what saved her life, and my seatbelt is what saved my life. So I remember being in the car, and I remember it flipping, and I was scared. And y'all know in the car it got those little handles on the side where you can hang your clothes and stuff on, like when you go to the dry cleaners or whatever. I remember when the truck was flipping, I remember holding on to it, and I was just thinking in my head like, oh my God, I'm about to die. That's what I was thinking in my head. So the truck flips over and then landed in the yard. Once it landed and I realized I was still alive, all I remember seeing was like smoke. So my first mind was like, oh my God, I thought the car was going to blow up, because I didn't know. Well, the car didn't blow up or anything like that. So once it landed and I seen the smoke, my first reaction was to get out the car. But at the same time, I was thinking about my baby, because in the back seat on the, I'm the driver, so she was on the passenger side. So I looked in my rear view mirror, the front mirror. I looked in the rear view mirror, and my baby was not there. She was not there. It scared the, I don't want to say the word I want to say, but it scared the daylights out of me. Like, just imagine that somebody runs, hit your car flips, lands in somebody else's yard. You realize what's going on. You see smoke. You're thinking that your car is gonna blow up. You look. Your reaction is your first mindset is your kid, and you look in the back seat in your rear view mirror. And your kid not there. Scared the daylights out of me, because it was the summertime, and I don't remember if I had AC in my car or not. But I know I had my windows down because it was summertime outside, and I had my windows down. So like I said, look, and she wasn't there, and I just started screaming. And I was just like, oh my God, my baby. Y'all, I didn't know what happened. I thought her car seat got through somewhere. I didn't know where the heck she was. And she was securely strapped in the in her car seat, because y'all know how a car seat is. In the car seat, the strap, the car seatbelt strap goes into the back of the car. I mean the car seat, and then you should clamp it in, because she was facing forward. You know what I mean? She had to be like 2 if she was facing forward. So anyways, like, I started screaming, where's my baby, my baby, my baby? And like all the neighbors outside heard all the commotion and stuff, because it was just that loud of an impact. And I didn't know what happened. And then my neighbor had came, because they heard a commotion, they heard me screaming, and opened up the trunk. Sorry y'all, Nene was calling my name. So I look at the back seat, she wasn't there. A neighbor come, because they heard the whole commotion, they seen everything that happened. And I was just panicking, and I was just screaming. I was like, my baby, my baby, my baby, because I didn't know where she went. And I was just like, she was security strapped in. Like, how did the seatbelt unbuckle? Like, what the heck is going on? So she was in the trunk of my car. In the trunk. Like, y'all know how, if you know what a 2002 Ford Explorer is, it's like one of the big body trucks, and y'all know it has the trunk that lifts up. She was in the trunk, and she was wedged, excuse me, she was wedged in between the car seat. Her car seat was wedged in between her walker, because like I said, I was about to take her over to my mama's house, because my mama and them was keeping the baby, because I think I don't remember if the kids went to daycare or not. Like, I don't remember what was going on while they wasn't at daycare. I don't remember that part, but maybe I didn't have daycare yet. But her car seat was wedged in between her walker and some other stuff. And I remember the neighbor in the neighborhood opening up the trunk, and my baby was she was still security strapped in her car seat, because I remember when I was driving and I looked, I remember she was trying to fall asleep. I remember that. So the neighbor, whoever he was, came and helped, and somebody called the police. And y'all, so he takes the whole car seat out and sets her on the sidewalk or whatever, and I'm just crying, and like, wasn't nothing wrong with her, but I just seen blood in her mouth, and I was just scared, and I didn't want to touch her, I didn't want to move her, I didn't want to do anything, because I didn't know if anything was broken, loose. I didn't know what was going on. And I was yelling at the guy. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, why? I said, you had a stop sign, why did you run a stop sign? Like, you could have killed me and my baby. What is wrong? Like, oh my God. He was like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Something wrong with my brakes wouldn't stop. And I'm like, why are you driving a vehicle if you know your brakes ain't right? Like, what is wrong with you? It wasn't even his car that he was driving. It wasn't his car. He didn't have no insurance. Luckily, I had insurance, but I only had liability. I didn't even have full coverage. I'm pretty sure y'all know what it means with liability. Liability, pretty much, it don't cover your car, but it covers the other person's car. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a hot mess. So called the police and stuff. They seen everything. I was just so shook up and scared. I was just more worried about my baby. The ambulance came and all that. I had to try to go because, like I said, my windows was down, my truck flipped, so all my stuff was like scattered everywhere. So I had to hurry up and try to go find my purse and, you know, all that stuff. So, because they asked me if I wanted to go in the ambulance, and y'all, I'm a parent. I was more worried about her than me because my mouth wasn't bleeding or nothing. She was the one that was bleeding. So I don't know if y'all can be able to see, but I know it's like kind of faded or whatever, but I don't know if y'all can see it. But right here, it's healed up now because it's been a couple of years. That's my seatbelt mark, and that seatbelt. My seatbelt is what saved my life. Like, if I didn't have my seatbelt on, I'm telling y'all, like, I would have been through somewhere. I probably would have not been alive, or if I would have been alive, some stuff would have been broke. Or I would have been badly, severely hurt. So, go to the hospital and everything. By the grace of God, everything was okay with Nene. Only thing was, when everything was transitioning, she bit her tongue. But everything else was fine. I was fine. Only thing that was wrong with me is that I just woke up the next day and my whole body was just sore. Like, I was just in so much pain. So I was just wondering, I was just thinking about my baby. Like, I was just like, is she okay? Because I know if I'm in pain, I wonder if she's in pain. But then again, she was in a car seat secured. So yeah, I don't know. That was a rough day of my life. After everything had happened, I tried to contact my husband. I was calling him and stuff, and my husband, at the time, he never kept his phone on him. I remember when I left, he was playing a video game, so you know, he never really, like I said, he didn't really keep his phone on him like that. So I was calling. He didn't answer, so I could just let him know, like, I'm about to go to the hospital because I was in the wreck and I want to make sure Nene is okay. And I think he told me that somebody came down the street and okay, so I had to ask my husband how did he get in contact, because I remember I was calling him but he didn't answer his phone. So I called my cousin to tell her to contact my husband to let him know that I was in a car wreck, or if they can drive over there, because I was in a car wreck and I got to go to the hospital, and Nene got to go to the hospital too. So Tracy got in contact with obviously my husband, but by the time my husband got to the scene, I was already gone. So according to him, what he told me was when he got there, I wasn't there, and he seen the truck, and he said that the wheels was like flat. He seen the truck in the yard, like damn near into somebody's house. Like, I'm telling y'all, like it was bad. And he was just like, he said all he could remember was, you know, all he was saying was, where is she? Where is she? Because he was looking for me and he's looking for his daughter. And I remember him telling me, like, the police told him to calm down and stuff, that I was okay, the baby was okay, and we at the hospital. And I remember him telling me that he was looking at the guy, he wanted to beat up the guy. Them is not his exact words, but I'm just telling y'all the nice version of what he said. But he said that he wanted to, you know, do some stuff because he could have lost me. Like, just imagine losing your wife and your first child, your only child. Like, I just wish I had pictures of the truck and how it looked like. I did have pictures, but it was in a whole nother phone. I don't have that phone anymore. But it was bad. Like, that car was not, the airbags didn't even come out. Like, I don't even know why the airbags didn't come out, but the airbags didn't even come out. But the truck was, It was pretty bad. Like my other rear mirrors was hanging. There's a crack in the glass, all that. I had to get the truck towed to the tow lot, and the car wasn't usable anymore. Like, wasn't usable or none of that. So I'm just trying to think, is there anything else that I'm forgetting? I think that's it, y'all. I just want to tell y'all this story time because, you know, I could have died back in 2015, but I'm still here. God kept me here, and I'm just grateful, and I just want to, you know, thank God for, you know, keeping me and my daughter here. It's a very, very traumatic situation. I can't even drive by the area. Like, when it comes to that street, like, sometimes I go by over there and just be thinking God, like, man, I could have been dead. Like, if I didn't have my seatbelt on, I could have died. If my daughter wasn't in her car seat, like, it's a lot. And with driving in that situation, now I'm just a little, I don't want to say paranoid, because I'm not paranoid or anything like that, like, because obviously I still drive, but like, I'm very, very cautious. I don't care if it's a stop sign there or not, I'm stopping. Like, I'm stopping at the corners, because it's just like, I don't know, people run those because it wasn't even a four-way stop, but them little sideways, even if it's a four-way stop, like, people be running stop signs and stuff all the time. If I see a car, just if I'm coming this way and it's a car coming this way, and if it look like it's coming too fast, I'm stopping, even if I got a green light. Like, that's how traumatic the situation is for me. And, you know, like I said, I'm just grateful, and I just want to take the time out and just thank God, because, like I said, if it wasn't for God and his protection and his angels over me, that, or over us, you know, we wouldn't be here. Obviously, God said that, you know, it ain't my time to go. That's why I'm still here. But but that's my story time, y'all. I just wanted to tell y'all about the time that, you know, I could have died. Like, it was a pretty serious situation. I've been wanting to tell y'all about the story time for a while, but yeah, here I am. So I hope you all enjoy this story time. Well, it ain't even nothing to enjoy about it, but you know, that's it. I don't even want to say to like this video. If y'all like, I don't even know what to say, because, you know, this to me is like not something to really like, you know what I mean? I just want to kind of like give my testimony. You know what? Just give it a thumbs up for a testimony, just saying that God, you know, kept me here. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. My daughter, she's still here. She's still breathing. We all still here, you know. You know, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. God has a plan, but I'm still here. So obviously God is still using me and need me here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. You know, if you give this video a thumbs up, just give it a thumbs up for just God. If you believe in God, God protecting me and looking over me. And my daughter. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you want to leave a comment. And until next time, this is Danisha's Life.